Hello, this is Mura Sakio Okami, and I'm here with another translation. And this story is okay. To explain this manga, I'll have to explain a little backstory. This manga, to get this one out and about. Okay, so I finished the translating it, right? But then the creator got rid of like the translation permissions, and it was like, and I lost all the files for it and all that, even though it was like all submitted and that, it was all gone. But then and it was like gone for like 2 years. So I thought, okay, that translation's been lost to time. And then the permission came back, and I saw it on my work schedule saying, oh, it's going to be released soon. And I thought, okay, they managed to find the files. So after the mangaka brought the rights back for the translation, and so it was like 3 weeks. And so I had to contact DLSite to ask, okay, what's going on? And then they were like, okay, we were going to translate it, but we lost the file. So it's like some sort of glitch saying it was available and coming out very soon. Because I thought it was going to come out alongside Femboy Follies or Disgraced Boss. It was around then. So I had to translate this manga twice. And this isn't like a short manga. This is like about 70-80 pages long. It's definitely one of the longest manga I've ever had to translate. And another thing that's really interesting about this manga is okay, a lot of the manga I do, it's like, you know, a lot of the manga have a lot of sex scenes in them, or like enough, like the sex is an important part of the story. With this Dojin, if the sex scene, the single sex scene that's in this, it feels like it was added on, like similar to like how Kite or Mezzo Forte added them on. Like, you know, you can create this, but, you know, to increase sales, you have to add these sex scenes and all that, because the all ages manga don't sell nearly as well. So if you add a sex scene in there, the manga tends to sell a lot better. So it's very much like that. So if you're looking for like a manga that's full of sex and all that, you know, look elsewhere, because this manga is surprisingly mostly story. Like, I'd say the last less than a quarter is the sex scene, and the rest of it is like, the best way I can describe it is like psychological. I wouldn't say it's psychological horror, but like it's I won't want to call it, I don't know how do you describe it. It's very much like Joker, but like more about like the mental breakdown and that, without the murder. Though there is a couple of like quite shocking scenes in it, especially one with like, you know, the lad coming across the two kids. Okay, I should explain the story. So if you're looking for like a manga that's like got a good story in it, this is as good as this gets, because I've been desperate to get this manga out for years, and I'm so glad it's out now. So yeah, the story is about this guy who thinks about his past. So we go into like the backstory of this guy, and of like, you know, his mother was like pregnant and going to have a baby. Unfortunately, the baby and the mother died during childbirth. Yeah, if you're looking for a happy story, you're not going to find it here. It's very, very like melancholic. A lot of gust, but not like, you know, edgy gust. It's like proper well done, and it's sort of like about the boy Riku Ogami. Is it Riku? Sorry, I've done so many translations. You found it. Yeah, Riku Ogami. So that's the name of the guy. So he, like, you see all his backstory and like how he just struggles to cope, and then like with his mother's death, and then his sisters become ill and they have to be like taken away to this special facility. So he doesn't see them again, and he becomes like obsessed with like this notion of being a big brother, because, you know, that was like rammed into his head when he was like, his mom was pregnant, like he's going to protect her and all that, and then they die, and then he just like, his mind just goes crazy, and it sort of like explores like the mental breakdown and that how it affects him today when he's now got a wife, and like how, you know, he's sort of still got that obsession of having a little brother and like having a baby and pregnancy, and like, you know, it's very, very psychological in that sort of way, and it's a very intense story, but it's actually one of my favorites that I've had to translate. And because of the story alone, it's like, you know, you can read this without reading the sex scene. You can like stop it there and you've got like a complete story going on, because like, you know, it's just mostly just that psychological element to it. So that's why I named it The Wolf's Obsession, Haunted by the Womb, because the original title was like, it sounds more like a pregnancy fetish story, but I wouldn't call it that, because like first off, the sex scene's quite tacked on, but it's like a really good sex scene. It's like still very well done. It's not like a cheapy, and it does add to the story, but it's like, it didn't have to be there at the same time, so you can read it without it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so you've got this guy who's like, you know, it's like, it sort of like goes into his psyche, like goes into that. So if you like your psychological thrillers, you'll really enjoy this one. I mean, it is 70 pages, so it is on the longer side when it comes to doujins, but if you're into that sort of thing, you'll absolutely eat this up. And it is one of my favorites. It's just really good. Like, this story is just fantastic. Just how, like, his mind breaks down. And it's just, I don't want to give too much away of what happens, but it can be quite shocking. But yeah, especially like, you know, just seeing this guy, just like seeing all this world just break down. And just by the end, it's like, you know, is his mind fully broken? Is it not fully broken? Is he still obsessed? You'll have to read it for yourself. Read it for yourself and come to your own conclusion. That's the best way I can put this manga. So if you're looking for a sex-filled story, look elsewhere. But if you're looking for something more psychological and more, you know, very story-driven, like this is like nearly pure story, this is a very good one to pick up. This is as good as it gets, like, especially with like psychological sort of stories. So thank you for listening to this audio. We've got a few more to do. We've got a few more on the way. So until then, sorry, ja ne, bye bye, arigato, see you, bye bye, bye. Oh yeah, and also, when on the release day, the manga didn't want to release, it came up with an error screen. This thing did not want to be released for the life of it. It was like, no, I'm not gonna get released. And it's like, you bloody hells are. But yeah, so it's all available in the store now, so pick up a copy.